Hey, what's up everybody? Jason Goold back here. I'm actually down at Umpqua Bank with Clarissa Wong. Gonna talk about mortgages today. I had a lot of people ask me, message me and say, hey, what do I need to do to get my a house? How do I do it? I need to get financed. Well, I wanted to bring in an expert, Clarissa Wong, and she's gonna talk about the steps that you need to take to get financed. So yes. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jason.
Good to see you.
Basically, with any of our clients, whatever loan program, it's really simple, the whole pre-approval process. It basically, all you need to do is either give me a call, give me some information on my website, or come in and talk to me face to face. And all we need to do is pull credit. Majority of our loans requires a 620 minimum score or better. And then from there we calculate income and pull your credit to get your debt. And we calculate income by gathering some documentation such as like your W-2s, pay stubs, taxes if you're self-employed. And we also order a verification of employment to really solidify the pre-approval and make sure it's 100% good to go. So then with that, yeah, I mean, the whole process can take anywhere from a few days to about a week, just depends on the documentation needed. Super simple, nothing to worry about. And I don't like to say the word denied because I feel like if I can't get you pre-approved now, we can in the future. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So with a veteran, what's the first step for a veteran loan?
Yeah, so what I would need is to order your certificate of eligibility. You or a veteran already could have that. If not, we can order that. Usually takes a few days. Once we get that, I do the same thing. I pull credit, I get documentation, and then I can see how much you get pre-approved for.
Cool. So a veteran is looking for a house. How long is the process to get approved?
The process is anywhere, I would say, for a few days up to a week.
Wow, that's fast.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
I try to work really, really fast. If it takes a little bit longer, we're just having a hard time getting a specific documentation, but usually it doesn't take that long.
Awesome. So a veteran is interested in buying a home. What kind of down payment are they looking at?
So the great thing about a VA loan is that you don't have to put any money down.
Really?
Yep. And it's awesome, and the rates are really great. Definitely below 4%, probably average 3.65, 3.75, even less.
Man. So they're actually getting paid to buy a house with inflation.
Yeah, and then so the only thing to that is that you do pay a funding fee, but that rolls into your loan amount. And the great thing about a VA loan is usually if you don't put 20% down, you have to put mortgage insurance, but the VA loan doesn't have mortgage insurance. So that right there is really
cool.
Great as well.
Wow, so they don't have mortgage insurance. They don't have to put money down.
Nope.
And they can get approved within a week?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So all you veterans out there, call up a real estate agent, give me a call. Let's get you into a house that you own. And what about first-time home buyers? What's the process with the first-time home buyers? A lot of my viewers, they don't own a home, they're renting, they're interested in owning a house, and they've never bought. So what's the process like for a first-time home buyer? What are they going to need? And what's the process?
So same thing with what I discussed with the VA, same situation where I would need to pull credits, the social security number, date of birth, identification, and any income documents that I can use as well. Then I would also order a verification of employment, and we have a lot of great first-time home buyer programs. The first one being called Home Ready and Home Possible, where it's a conventional loan where you do actually need to be a first-time home buyer. The rates are just as good as any conventional loan, and but the only issue with that is that there are income limits to that. So if you make more than what the average median income is in your city, then you will not qualify. But there are other programs that I will talk about next as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there is and that interest rate or that minimum down payment is how much?
3%.
3%. So you can get a home loan, first time home buyer, 3%.
Yes.
Is that the best mortgage option out there for a first-time home buyer?
That is one of the best, but there's another amazing loan program that not every lender can do, and everybody here at my branch took class and got certified in order to lend on this loan program, and this is through the Washington State Housing Finance Commission. You don't necessarily have to be a first-time home buyer.
Really? What's this one called?
So this is actually called Holmen Advantage.
Okay.
Yes, and so what it does is you get down payment assistance. So what happens is it takes your minimum down payment required, goes into a second mortgage that you don't have to pay off until you pay the loan off in its 30-year term.
Okay.
Refinance out of the loan, or decide to sell your home later on.
So it's a 30-year fixed, no money down. You're taking the down payment and putting it into a secondary loan?
Yep.
Awesome. So a first-time home buyer can actually buy a house with no money down.
Yes.
Wow. That is amazing. I wish I knew about that when I bought my first house when I was 21.
Yeah, I know. It's an awesome program, and so the only thing you really need to worry about is earnest money and closing costs, but a lot of the times you can ask the seller to help pay.
Really?
Yeah, anywhere from 3 to 6%.
Wow.
3% conventional, 6% FHA.
That's great.
Yep.
So you can get a no money down loan for first-time home buyers. Veterans can get a no money down loan. There's 2 no money down loans right there. You could be a veteran or you could be regular citizen and get a no money down loan. Call Clarissa to get this no money down loan, and then call me and we'll go find you a great new place to live. What about, I had one more question. A lot of people talk to me about having low credit. What if you have low credit or bad credit?
So for Umpqua Bank, 620 is our minimum, but we absolutely love helping people, let's just say, who score under that. And we give out a lot of great tips, and we take a full credit report and we analyze it, and we look like, hey, sometimes you're utilizing more than 30% of your credit limit and you need to pay this down. We notice that, or maybe they're not paying anything on time, or they don't have enough credit, so we advise that they go get a secure credit card from their bank. Or if they know someone like their parent that has really high credit score and a credit card that they use and know how to use well, to have them put them as an authorized user.
Okay, so the minimum credit score that you can have is 620?
Yes.
To get approved to buy
Yes.
a house. Okay.
Yes.
And what's the best credit score that you want to be able to get the best interest rates?
740 or
740?
more. Yes.
So if you're in between 620 and 740, what do you recommend people to do?
So it really just depends on where they're at within that, and there's programs that just kind of fit. If they're in the 620, 700 area, I would recommend government loan FHA, where they're more lenient on credit scores.
Okay.
High 700s, I would say conventional.
Is there any credit repair companies that
Yes.
can just pop stuff off?
Yeah, so we work with a company called National Credit Care, and they're amazing and help many of our clients. And let's just say you have a lot of collections and you don't know what to do, they can actually help remove those collections, because you would think that paying them down or paying them off would help, but it actually might not help. So they do a great job of telling you exactly what to do in a time frame of when they could potentially get it done and get your credit score up.
So what's the average time frame that it takes to repair your credit?
I would say 3 to 6 months.
3 to 6 months?
Yeah.
Okay. And it could happen sooner, or is that the average?
It really just depends on the credit score. It's hard
Okay.
to tell, but I would say 3 to 6 is pretty normal.
So ultimately, if you're thinking that in the future you're going to be buying a house, it would be beneficial to just call a mortgage broker and find out what you need to do to get approved.
Yeah.
And then after you're approved, then you can start looking, and you'll be ready to buy. So when you do find that perfect home, you can make your offer. You go in with a strong offer, and you're able to get that home versus finding that perfect property and then not being ready with your loan and potentially losing the property because you're not ready. So I see that a lot, where if you're not ready to buy, you could totally lose the property because you can't make an offer fast enough, or they're just not as strong as secondary offer. But that's great. Any other suggestions you recommend for the first-time home buyers or veterans?
Don't be afraid to call a lender. We're here to help. Like I said before, if it's not a no today, it can be in the, or not a yes today, then in the very near future, because we love helping people, whether it's improving their credit score or paying off debt.
Awesome. Well, I think that's it for this episode. And feel free to like this button, subscribe, and make sure to ask me some questions. I'll respond to everybody. I'll put some links to this National Credit Report Repairing Company and to Clarissa social accounts, and we'll talk to you guys next time.